என திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர்ச்சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுடலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற இசையும் புகழ் மறக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை சிறந்து எந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thank you all. Please be seated. A great introduction is essential for setting the speaker up for a great presentation. May I invite Dr. Fernandez Jayashree, Professor and IQAC Coordinator, FSH, SRM, IST Varapani, to welcome the gathering.
Happy day. Respected dignitaries on the stage, on the dais, respected Dean, Professor Sasileka, Faculty of Management, great academicians and research scholars from reputed higher education institutions across the country, and all the other students of Faculty of Science and Humanities, HODs, and our own FSH family. I deem it a proud privilege to welcome you all to this valedictory section on the international conference on the hot topic of this country, India's G20 presidency and horizons of business sustainability. I welcome you all to this moment, which is very precious for Faculty of Science and Humanities, and this is a red letter day and a memorable event for all of us as Faculty of Science and Humanities family Vadapalni. We welcome you all. We are very fortunate to have two eminent chief guests for this valedictory session. One, the chief guest, Dr. Sundar, Professor of Commerce from Annamalai University, and Dr. Siva Subramanian, who is the CEO and founder of SGS Tech Consultancy Services from UK. We welcome you, sir. We again have a great honor for our Director Academics, Dr. S. Ramachandran, who had sown the seed and conceived the conduct of this international conference on this day, and this has nurtured us and this has driven us to the great source of this conduct of this international conference, and we welcome you, sir. As all of us know, we have a dynamic and ever enthusiastic Dean who is always besides us, and that gives energy and spirit for all of us to do whatever it is demanded from our higher authorities. It is none other but our Dr. Ananda Padmanabhan sir, who is really to be very fortunate to have such a person as a Dean, because he accepts all our ideas and he respects our ideas, and as a team we are able to achieve. We never even imagined that we would conduct an international conference on such a good topic, because last week we had an idea, just whatever we say, immediately Dean accepts it and says if it is right or not, because we have lot of discussions among the HODs, the group, everything, and everybody's ideas is taken to it when it comes to implementation. That is the big success for the institution, I think. So that is a big, great success for all of us, because within a short span of time, this is the only first institution where we have implemented, conducted and organized the international conference. That is, and we received a phone call from Prime Minister's office yesterday, and they have told that they will send us a felicitation for conduct of this seminar. Thank you, sir, for being with us, and I welcome you, sir. I welcome the cornerstone and pillar of this conference, Dr. Prabhakaran sir, HOD, and Dr. Satyanarayanan. To mention a few words, they tirelessly worked for hours together without even thinking of anything. Only two of them were there. I always went to ask them, sir, how did you do? No, I'll not panic, madam. See, that source of inspiration was so inspiring for me that we should not think international conference only many people should be there. They have proved that we can do anything if it is hard work, sincere efforts, and tireless inspiration was his smiling face for all of us. We welcome you, sir. it is a rare opportunity for all of you because such kind of international conferences, the knowledge which you gain will elevate you to greater heights. And this topic which is chosen is very important because this is the current topic which the country has conceived, and that summit, this is the first, I think so, this is the first institute which has conducted a conference on G20 presidency. No other institute has organized such an this. We welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity and great listening to our great people today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The roots of all goodness lie in the soil of appreciation. I invite Dr. S. Ramachandran, Director Academics, SRM Group, to honor Mr. Siva G. Subramaniam, Founder and CEO of SGS Global Consultancy Company, United Kingdom, with a memento. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. V. Prabhakaran, convener of the conference, Head Department of Commerce, Honors IIF, to honor Dr. V. Sundar, Professor, Department of Commerce, Annamalai University, Chidambaram, with a memento. Thank you, sir. May I invite our Dean, Dr. K. R. Ananthapadmanabhan, FSH SRM ISU Vadapalani, to honor Dr. S. Ramachandran, Director Academics, SRM Group, with a memento.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dignitaries. Please be seated. Education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. May I request the powerhouse of motivation, Dr. S. Ramachandran, Director Academics, SRM Group, to felicitate the gathering with your motivational words.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Happy again to be in front of you all. This stage has become a very permanent place for me. Every day or the other I stand in front of this mic. And this is for a different purpose today, very prestigious. ICSSR sponsored 2-day international conference, as rightly pointed out by my colleague, Professor Jayashree Fernandez, Madam. I think we should be the first university who should have taken this topic on G20 presidency. And I came to know from the students and the faculty community that yesterday and today what were the discussions and deliberations that was happening was very productive and informative to students, research scholars and faculty members. Hoping, wishing that many more such kind of events, conferences should be conducted, other than the regular academics. Warm and a cordial welcome to my friend Dr. Shiva from UK. Thanks to him, in fact, thanks Shiva. Last moment we had to pull him out. He is on a very busy trip and he is planning to spend another week in Bali with his friends. So thanks for spending time with us. I think we should learn from him. He will narrate his story, how he has climbed the ladder in his life. He's like yet another student of you all, an alumni of SRM, Balliam Engineering College. A big round of applause for him. He has made a mark today, not only in UK, but opening up many more centers, his business units in Chennai, employing our students also in those institutions and making his business worldwide. All the best wishes to you. Thanks to a warm welcome to Professor Sundar from Annamalai University, a very vibrant personality. I came to know about you, sir. I'm looking forward to many more such kind of events. Thanks to the Dean and the convener and the committee who had made this day possible. All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sustainability has to be the way of life, to be a way of business. I would like to call upon Mr. Siva G. Subramaniam, founder and CEO of SGS Global Company, United Kingdom, to deliver the valedictory address.
Good evening all. Good evening. Good evening. So I'm happy to be here and thanks for everyone for welcoming me and thanks all the SRM group and all the alumni and everyone for having me here. So I'll just give a self-intro, then I will just speak about whatever I know about G20. So my name is Shiva. I studied in SRM Engineering College, 2004 passed out. And I'm the first batch of SRM Engineering College. I'm a triple student. Then I did my MBA, PhD and DLIT. I'm a double doctorate and I have worked in 9 companies, 9 different organizations before I started my own organization. I have worked in 18 countries. I settled down in UK. So that's all about me. So now I'll just say about what is this conference all about and how we can expand ourselves from here. So why G20 was started? So G20 was a group. G20 is nothing but a group of 20 people with 19 countries plus European Union. And primarily this was started to stabilize the financial economic crisis and primarily to stabilize the common economy across multiple countries and primarily share trades across multiple countries. There are multiple purposes for it. One of the key purposes is to promote the financial sharings between multiple regions. It is nothing but to not only share economy, then primarily all the imports, exports, then policies. So you need to define a policy which can stabilize across multiple regions. So here how it can be stabilized. So what is the motive of having G20? This year, you know what is the purpose of this year specifically because India was hosting it. What is the differentiation between other countries hosting it and India hosting it is the other country can host, but they generally don't call non-countries who are not part of G20. But here we are called US President and everyone who can come and contribute to this G20 environment. So the previous years, you know, it was hosted by Indonesia, and the next year it is going to be hosted by Brazil. And how the key decision makers work is the previous host country, the current host country, and the future host country will decide upon the agenda of G20, and that's how it is being processed. So before doing India hosting this, there were 13 ministries which were involved here. So primarily there are multiple ministries, we had multiple internal meetings which was done within the organization before our Prime Minister came and did it. So the key financial ministries were Financial Ministry, Climate, then Environment, then it was like, then we had Tourism, Environment and Health. The key focus for India is health. And there is a commitment from the government that we are going to start close to 12,000 health institutions to serve people with a modern approach. Till now, the government has achieved close to 8,000 centers, health centers, with modern technologies which can even handle pandemic situations like COVID. Then coming to finance, what are the key benefits we are going to have? We are going to have a centralized policies which can import and trade between multiple countries. So we are also going to launch multiple apps, multiple new trade policies like not only for the European Union, for African, then American. We are going to have very, very cross-functional flexible policies which can import and export trade. Then coming to climate. So what do you know about climate? So climate is a key factor now. You know what happened to Chennai 2 weeks back and now what's happening in south part of Tamil Nadu. So how we are going to prevent this? So we are going to have artificial intelligence and multiple data collected across various climate sources, and we are going to collect all the things and going to predict these kind of natural disasters very faster. So for that, the ministry has come up across multiple various app launches, collecting data, artificial data, real-time integration data, and going to have multiple apps towards that. The last one is one of the ministry which is key part of G20 is tourism. So what we are going to do in tourism? So tourism first fact of ministry was they are going to have equality in genders where they are going to give equal opportunities for male and females to contribute to this association. Then they are also going to promote all the nuances where we don't have certain places where we don't have. See, many people doesn't know what is happening in South India to the North India people. They are going to have a consolidated tourism approach, which they can primarily promote in this ministry. So these are the key factors. Apart from that, the consolidation of this G Summit and next year's G Summit is primarily we are going to have an international economy which will be run by many countries. Then expand the tourism, this is one of the key factors. Then have a global work economy, not only for IT, for all other industries. Then we are going to have a strong food strengthening approach for agriculture and other industries. Then we are going to have a biofuel economy, which is primarily not only depending on only one economy, natural plus artificial economy, this is fuel. Then primarily have a global parliament. When I say global parliament, it is taking ideas from various countries and implementing the countries which is going to run the G20. So once again, thanks everyone for giving this opportunity. And I would just say all the entrepreneurs and future students and the workforce to utilize these opportunities, and primarily the people like me who run their own company, primarily have a lot of opportunities with the government to take multiple projects. So similarly use the schemes, take multiple projects and motivate yourself, and all the best to everyone. Thank you. Thanks.
So you have just stated with the phrase, that's all about me. But that's really a huge achievement, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable information and enlightenment on India's G20. Thank you, sir. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. I request Dr. V. Sundar, Professor, Department of Commerce, Annamalai University, Chidambaram, to deliver the keynote address.
Most distinguished Director of Academics, Dr. S. Ramachandran sir, most revered Dean, Faculty of Science and Humanities, Dr. K.R. Anandabhatmanaban sir, and today's chief guest and distinguished alumni, Dr. Double Doctorate, Dr. Siva G. Subramanian, CEO, is running companies in several countries, and it's a pride and proud moment to say he was a student of this prestigious institution once. Now he is the chief guest. This morning, when I was speaking, I advised the students, you should become a trillionaire, not an ordinary person. Now, he is moving towards his dreams. He is an entrepreneur. Okay. And my dear friend, student friend, very happy to say, Prabhakaran studied in Annamalai University. I took classes for him, and he's my very good student friend. Now, a distinguished member of this academic fraternity of this university. Really, I'm happy to see you as a head of the department, sir. Thanks to the officers and authorities of SRM group of institutions. I'm really thrilled to see you all. Conducting such an international conference is not an easy task. Wherever he moved, all the hurdles, all the suggestions have been given by the higher officers, higher authorities of Dean and Academic Director. and that's why his interim has come now. It is the valedictory session. The one thing is, whosoever is asked to deliver the special address facing the normal problem, what I thought to speak, sir has already spoke. Okay, India and G20. It's in the news from September. India's presidency, G20, India's presidency. And it was for the first time in New Delhi with the theme Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. 1 year, one family, one future. And it's all about premier forum for the international economic cooperation among the G20 countries. And genesis, when it was started, during 1998 Asian and financial crisis, it was established as a forum of finance ministers, as a central bank governors, and discuss good global economic and financial crisis. The purpose of G20, it plays an important role in shaping and strengthening the global architecture and governance on all major international economic issues among the countries. It was G7, G8, 11, 12. Now it is 19 countries plus one European Union. It has to be soon 21. G20 summit held annually under the leadership of a rotating presidency. And the presidency is supported by the Troika, previous, current, and incoming presidency. I'm sorry. Just a minute, please. It's on the rotation basis. Next year, this will go to Brazil. There are 20 members, US, China, UK, India, Indonesia, European Union, African Union, Russia, Mexico, South Korea, Argentina, France, Brazil, Germany, South Africa, Canada, Australia, Turkey, Italy, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. And on his behalf of Vladimir Putin, his representative attended the meeting. What are the key outcomes of G20 summit? Unanimous adoption of G20 New Delhi leaders joint declaration. That's the great success of our country. Unanimously accepted the declaration taken by the leaders. Second, launch of Global Biofuel Alliance to increase the consumption of biofuels in order to reduce carbon emission. And third one is Memorandum of Understanding to establish India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC. It is very purposively discussed in the G20 meeting just like Silk Belt Road by China. Other outcomes are formal inclusion of African Union as a permanent member of G20. Major outcomes: proposal to launch G20 satellite mission for environment and climate observation. This is for all the 20 countries. And global regulatory framework for cryptocurrency assets and use of artificial intelligence responsibly, because cryptocurrency, even India has not yet approved in investing in cryptocurrencies. Instead, the Reserve Bank of India has introduced CBDC, e-rupee. This is major outcome and record by the Reserve Bank of India. Also UPI for the purpose of cross-border transactions to reduce international trade exchange issues. And significant supporting global financial stability among the countries, supporting global financial stability. Among these 20 countries, all programs all exchanges, international export, import procedures and other details, all these countries should support among everyone. It plays a key role in promoting global financial stability through financial regulation and crisis prevention and management. Crisis prevention in the sense, once again, the financial crisis should not be happened among the member countries. And human resource development and employment. At the 2014 summit in Brisbane, G20 leaders committed to reduce the gender gap in labor force participation by 25% by the year 2025 compared to 2012 and from 25%. See, recast bilateral ties. Bilateral meetings on the summit sideline have occasionally led to major international agreements. It's very difficult to explain or make it short. Everything in a very limited, stipulated period is very difficult because it runs about 4,327 pages. How it can be read and consolidated into a nutshell and giving just like a capsule is a difficult task. That's what I am giving you, the major highlights. What are the priorities? G20 priorities: green development, climate finance, and life. This is major principle, India's G20 principles. Green development, in order to reduce the carbon emission and to prevent our Mother Earth. Next is technological transformation and digital public infrastructure among the countries. That's why the country is moving towards digitally. Among G20 countries, some of the countries are still backward. Not even banking system has been improved, especially some of the African countries. Next, accelerated, inclusive and resilient growth. Among these G20 countries, the growth should be established, and towards this growth, all the countries should move fast forward. Multilateral institutions for the 21st century. Multilateral institutions or multilateral development bank, especially for these 20 countries, just like Asian Development Bank. Another one is accelerating progress on SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals must be implemented and strictly followed among the countries, SDGs. And women-led development. These are the priorities given by the government of India. Then what are the challenges? Divergent interests and priorities among member countries. Because this can make it difficult to reach consensus on by key issues and promote coherent approach. It has been decided, declared, but how far it has been achieved is a challenge. Lack of effective power. G20 is not a legally binding institution. It's only a committee of countries with consensus ad item. And geopolitical tension, it's always there. Ukraine-Russia war was also declared, still is going on. Because of Russia and Ukraine war, wheat import has been reduced because 30% of the wheat has been cultivated, produced in Ukraine alone. That created a lot of problems. This was also discussed. Again, Israel. Next, inadequate response to global challenges. G20 has faced criticism for its perceived lack of action on key global challenges such as climate change and inequality. Sir has rightly pointed out. It was also discussed in the meeting. Climate change, weather conditions, everything should be kept under control, but it's not in our control, but we can try to reduce the carbon emission and to reduce the global warming. And rising protectionism. How to protect? There is a growing trend towards protectionism and trade tensions between major economies. Trade tension is always there. Tariffs, taxes, tariffs among the countries when they are involving into international trade. So this has to be reduced. If there is a consensus among the countries, the tax has to be reduced, tariff has to be reduced. If export and import should be improved, So the GDP will be improved. The countries which are in the group will get more development. And what is the way forward? Next, inclusivity. It must reach out non-member states and non-state actors, giving voice and consideration to their concerns. This is discussed only with the G20 countries, whereas even the countries which are not a member of this group will also be consulted, and their consideration, their voice should also be considered. Avoiding internal conflicts. Collective action and problem solving should be encouraged that transcends traditionally like-minded group of countries. See, internal conflicts is everywhere. Every country has. Even some of the countries have not accepted the declarations given by the G20 leaders. This has to be reduced by negotiations, effective implementation. And summit leaders should solidify the forum's role through swift action on promises. As I said, it's only a committee, not legal binding. There is no legal binding, no legal commitment among the countries, only by word of action. And maintaining continuity, promote collective action as a sustained basics and should maintain continually on issue taken up across presidencies. These are the major way forwards. If I want to continue, I can continue. It will take a long time. So I would like to conclude with this. These are the major key areas, major factors and issues discussed in the G20 summit. And the major role was India. New Delhi, India acted as the leader. Thank you very much for your patient listening. And I would like to thank the Dean, Faculty of Arts and Science, the Director, esteemed Director, and Sivaji Subramanian Sir and Prabhakaran, and the group of SRM authorities and officers. Satyanarayanan Sir, right from the beginning, he is contacting me and continuously giving support, and student representatives, student friends. Here I could see all the students are involved as leaders. Really, I appreciate the department and the director and the dean for converting the students as a pupils leader. Sir, really I appreciate, and my kudos to all of you, sir. Thank you once again for your passion listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. As Vasudeva Kudumbakam teaches that no one is stranger but a potential friend, and you have clearly highlighted those ideologies to all of us, sir. Thank you so much. We would like to welcome Dean Dr. Jayakumar at SRM IST College of Engineering for the valediction function, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. Reading is sowing, reading is harvest. Now, may I invite Dr. S.R. Satyanarayanan, coordinator of the conference, assistant professor, BCom Honors IAF, SRM IST, FSH, to read the conference report.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, a very good evening to one and all. I deem it my privilege to present the conference report in front of this August gathering. The ICSSR sponsored 2 days international conference on India's G20 presidency and horizons of business sustainability, organized by the Department of Commerce, Honors, International Accounting and Finance, Faculty of Science and Humanities, SRM IST, Vadapalli campus. The idea of the conference was conceived in the month of August, because every day we can able to see some news in the newspapers as well as in the TV that there are a lot of MOUs that our government is signing with other countries, especially related to sustainable development goals, education and mobility of labor, information technology, gender development, etc., etc. There are so many news. It is coming up in the newspapers as well as in the TV, and also we could able to see some bulletins of some ministries. So we have opened the scheme. So there are opportunities for the people, those who want to practice in international level, especially in the realm of law, commerce, accountancy, finance, etc., etc. That gave us an idea to think about this topic, that is on the G20 as well as the business sustainability. So that is this made us to choose the topic. Okay, so our department, after consulting with the various experts, and we finalized the topic that India's G20 presidency and the horizons of the business sustainability. And the main aim of this 2 days conference is to bring together leading academicians, researchers and practitioners and students to exchange and share their experience as well as the research outputs on all aspects of business as well as sustainability in national and global levels through this G20 summit. The 2-day program of presentation and keynote addresses, which took place from 18th and 19th December 2023 physically as well as virtually. The conference provided platform for more than 150 researchers, faculty members, students and people from corporate, nationally and internationally, to discuss the recent advancement in the business practices with a focus on sustainability, which is one of the major agenda of the G20 summit. It concluded with a set of presentation on real-world cases describing new and noteworthy initiatives relevant to the conference theme. The first day of the conference started with the inaugural session with a welcome note by Dr. V. Prabhakaran, the head of the Department of Commerce Honors IAF and convener of this seminar. This was followed by the presidential address by our fellow dean, Dr. K. Ananthapadmanabhan, Faculty of Science and Humanities, SRM EST, Vadapalani. And the inaugural address was given by Dr. M. Balakrishnan, Associate Professor in Human Resources Management, School of Business and Administration, Wavsan University, Penang, Malaysia. The keynote address was delivered by Dr. Kasalingam, Professor and Head, Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University, Puducherry. And the special address was delivered by Dr. S. Mohan, Professor and Principal, SKSS Arts College, Tanjavur, and Dr. S. R. Satyanarayanan, Coordinator of the seminar, proposed vote of thanks. The technical sessions was followed by the inaugural session and the main keynote lecture. The 2 days conference is comprised of 7 technical sessions. Actually, we planned for 6, but because of the overwhelming response, we made it as we are forced to convert it as a 7 actually. Okay, so 7 technical sessions. Some of them scheduled concurrently in order to save the time. And the theme of the horizons of business sustainability on the era of G20 has broadly divided as follows: G20 and sustainable business and marketing, sustainable human resources management in the G20 era, sustainable business and financial sector, sustainable business and information technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, sustainable business and economy. The first session was on G20 and sustainable business and marketing is chaired by Professor S. Mohan, Principal of SKS Arts College, Tanjavur, and he delivered a keynote lecture on G20 presidency and global markets. In this session, around 23 papers were presented by the research scholars and faculty members, and the concurrent session on sustainable HRM in G20 era is chaired by Professor Kasalingam, head of the Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University, and he delivered a lecture on business sustainability through HR, human resource development practices. In this session, around 25 research articles were presented by the various faculties from various academia. And the post-lunch, the third technical session is on sustainable business and financial sector, which was chaired by Dr. J.M. Velmurugan, Head, Department of Commerce, Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai, and he delivered a keynote address on the topic, nuances in the financial sector and its impact on the sustainability. In this session, around 24 papers were presented, and the concurrent session on the sustainable business and information technology chaired by Dr. S. Mahesh Kannan, Assistant Professor in the Cooperation, Department of Commerce, Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. He delivered a keynote address on the technological advancement on business sustainability. In this session, around 23 papers were presented. On another concurrent session was chaired by Revati. Actually, this was a virtual session. Dr. B. Revati, Head of the Department of Commerce, Dean of Arts and Member Syndicate of Manonvi Sundarar University. Madam has delivered a keynote address on economic development and sustainability in the G20 era, opportunities and challenges. In this session, around 21 papers were presented by the researchers, faculty members, as well as from corporate sector. On the day 2, the first session was chaired by Dr. V. Sundar, Professor, Department of Commerce, Annamalai University, and Sir has delivered a lecture on innovation and entrepreneurship. And this session has many paper presentation by the various participants. And there also another parallel session that is on ritual by Professor Jos Workers from Hungary, Europe, in which he delivered a lecture on the role of business on ecological and sustainability. And we had another parallel session also that is on the international HRD practices for sustainability, which is chaired by Mr. Naveen, CEO of the Go Europe company. In the valedictory session, Madam Jayashree Fernandez has welcomed the gathering, and the presidential address was given by our Honorable Director, and then our team has felicitated the gathering, and the valedictory address was given by Dr. Sivaji Subramanian, CEO of SGS Global Solutions, and the conference report was presented by Dr. S.R. Satyanarayanan, and after the certificate distribution, Dr. S.R. Satyanarayanan proposed vote of thanks. Thank you. And it is noteworthy to mention over here, sir, actually totally we received 162 papers. Among we selected 154 articles to be presented in the conference because it is relevant to our team. Okay, so and then totally 141 scholars and people from different academia, they have presented their papers both in physically as well as virtually. We have the participants from India as well as abroad, and we have participants from corporate sector also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Gratitude is the closest thing to beauty, manifested in an emotion. It's time to distribute the certificates. I call upon Dr. S.R. Satyanarayanan.
Now I request the dignitaries on the dais to distribute the certificates to the participants.
முன்னாடி போய்க்கோங்க கையில் கூட எடுத்துக்கோங்க கேமரா கையில் எடுத்துக்கோங்க
Manjushri from +J College. And Dr. S. Tamilwani from +J. Mr. P. Saktivir, this is scholar from Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, College of Arts and Science. Mr. Pondarangan from Kaanchi Sri Krishna Arts and Science College. Ramana Subramanian and Professor Vel Murugan from Law College, Chennai. Now I request the director to students team from Jagas College for Women. Hassan Sultanov, Department of Commerce, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. L. Gomati, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. Nisha Muralidharan, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. Sri Prasad, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, SRM, IST. Dr. Jayabharati, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. R. P. Alamelu, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. Shankar Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of BBA, SRM, IST. Dr. P. Kanchana, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. Subhashri, Assistant Professor, FSH, SRM, IST. Dr. J. Ramya, Associate Professor and Head Department of BPA, SRM, IST. Dr. J. Satish, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, SRM, IST. Dr. G. Damodaran, Head Department of Commerce, SRM, IST. Ms. K. Shanti, Research Scholar, Department of Commerce, SRM, IST.
ஃபோன் முடிஞ்சில முடிஞ்சில
Dr. Vettichelvi, Dr. G. Vettichelvi, English Department, SRM, IST. Dr. P. V. Padmaja, Department of Commerce, SRM, IST.
ஃபோக்கஸ் எல்லாமே இவங்க மேலே தான் இருக்கு.
Thank you all. I request the dignitaries to be seated. The audience, please maintain silence. All is well that ends well. I request Dr. S.R. Satyanarayanan, Coordinator of the conference, Assistant Professor, BCom Honors, International Accounting and Finance, FSH, SRM IST Vadapurni, to propose the word of thanks.
Respected Chief Guest of today's event, Dr. G. Subramanian, our respected Director Academics, our beloved Dean, respected Professor V. Sundar, respected Head of the Department, Commerce Honors IAF, various deans from other faculties, various heads of departments, Madam IQAC, Coordinator, present meeting to one together. It gives me immense pleasure to propose thanks to this prestigious 2 days international conference on, that is ICSSR sponsored 2 days international conference on India's G20 presidency and horizons of business sustainability. First, I would like to thank our management, our honorable chairman and our correspondent madam for their continuous support and encouragement for conducting this 2 days international conference. Without the support and encouragement, definitely this event could not be done. So I would like to thank both of them, even though they are not physically present with us, but we hope definitely their minds will be here only. So here I would like to thank both of them. Then I would like to thank our Director Academics, who always shows us a way how we have to proceed everything, because actually, I know Sir for more than a decade, because at that time Sir was my doctoral committee member when I was pursuing my PhD under Dr. K.P. Ramanakumar. So in Sanskrit we used to call teachers as Guru. Who in Sanskrit has 2 letters, Ku and Ru. Ku means it is a type of darkness, and Ru means the person who removes it. So that's why we are calling them as a Guru. So as a Guru, there he guided me to pursue my doctoral program. Here he guided me to conduct this 2 days international conference. So my heartfelt thanks to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And as in welcome address, our IQAC, Madam rightly pointed out, we have an energetic dean with us, one who was always a constant support to us. Even though we worked here for late hours, even though we called sir, immediately he will respond, and he see to it that whatever the help that we seek for conducting this conference is done on the time. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Siva Subramanian, founder CEO of SGS Global Consultancy, because of the conference schedule, we couldn't go and invite him in person, but actually we just called him and we just requested him, sir, can you please come and address our students. Immediately, instantly he says, yes, sure, I will come. If anything for SRM, I'm ready to do that. This is what the reply he gave. So even though he is such a great personality, but he is very down to earth, and he instantly accepted our request. My sincere thanks to you, sir. Thank you. And then Dr. V. Sundar, of course, myself and sir, we are keep on talking for more than a month. Even by finalizing this theme, topics, various discussions was happened between all the members, those who came here and chaired the various sessions. We had lot of discussion and deliberations, but only through mobile phone as well as only through G-Meet. Because of the geographical thing, we couldn't have a physical meeting, but even though they have supported in all the way possible, so that make us to conduct this conference in a very smooth and in effective manner, so that today we could be able to see what is happening now. Okay, so my sincere thanks to you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our head of the department, Dr. V. Prabhakaran. Sir is always a constant support to every one of us. He is a well accomplished academician as well as having interest of doing something beyond to curriculum to the students. So we are not here to deliver just what is in the curriculum or what is in the syllabus, are not like that. We have to do something beyond the syllabus and beyond the curriculum. So we want to equip our international accounting and finance students as well as want to do something for the student community. So SAR has encouraged us to pursue the proposal with the ICSSR, and we got sanctioned. So thank you, sir. Then I would like to thank our title sponsor ICSSR. Actually, we had sent a proposal. After that, we didn't get any response from them. So all of a sudden, we sent a reminder mail to them. They say that, sir, your application, we received your application. Of course, we acknowledge it. We numbered it. Very soon, you will get a response. But even though we have not got any response from them, only in the mid of November only we got the response from them that we have approved your conference theme, and we have sanctioned around 250,000 rupees for conduct of your conference. So this is what we have done with ICSSR. So thanks to ICSSR for their support and the title sponsorship. And we would like to thank the students of our own department. Actually, in our department, we have only 2 faculty members. One is Dr. Prabhakaran and myself. And without my student support, definitely we couldn't organize all these things. Especially from designing of the gift that we are giving to the dignitaries. From that, everything is the mind product of our own students. Actually, I'm proud to say that they are the one who, even though there was a huge rain in Chennai, the college was declared holiday. Myself and Prabhakaran sir, we keep on talking. We used to have a conversation only through mobile, and I used to have a conversation with some of my students, those who visiting in Chennai, and they only went to the gift shop and kit, and they only arranged everything. So without their support, definitely this couldn't happen. So I would like to thank all the students. And I would like to thank the friends from other departments, those who have supported us in all the way, and friends from media, especially the Department of Visual Communication, the students without for their photography and capturing videos. So last but not least, I would like to thank Almighty. Because of His only today we could able to conduct this conference in a grand manner. So thank you one and all. Thank you.
Now we call our student for group photo. First to become IF student.
Group நிக்க வைங்க. அப்பதான் அவனெல்லாம் வயிறு எப்படி வாங்க சொதப்பு போறோம். இவ்வளோ கொஞ்சம் பார்த்தோம். ஏய் தள்ளி வா. போப்ரோ நீ செட்டை யாரையும் யாராவது போயிட்டாங்களாப்பா
Dear students, please settle down. Let's remember one earth, one family, one future is the souvenir of this international conference. The national anthem is a powerful symbol of national unity and pride. I request the gathering to rise for the national anthem. Thank you all. Students, please remain seated. I request the student to remain seated.
Bro. Bag மட்டும் வாங்கிக்கலாம்.